Yesterday I was in Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. I went to Barnes and Nobles and I saw this big, thick black book on the first floor, and it caught my eye from a distance. I went forward and I saw the book. I grabbed it. It was like it had his own book cover on top of the book cover, so it has like its own custom shelf inside. It felt very luxurious, and on the cover it said Tom Ford. And as I kind of skimmed over some chapters and looked over some areas, I've always imagined Tom Ford as a person that is kind of known for his period of working at Gucci and Saint Laurent. He was more kind of iconic in the fashion industry, but what I discovered in his book was he was actually a very philosophical person, a very stoic person, and I kind of aligned with a lot of his values in the book. So on the previous, like at the front chapters, there's a lot of it was kind of like a Q&A style of the interviewer asking him questions after his decade of experience at Gucci and Saint Laurent as a film director, as a fashion designer for these luxurious brands. So I came across a lot of his principles, particularly for men, and it really aligned with me. It was quite shocking, and I spent 3 hours at Barnes and Nobles just looking over insights and things that I wonder is why does fashion change from time to time? Why does back in the period where everyone wore suits, but now everybody's wearing hoodies and kind of like comfort clothes? I'm going to paraphrase it. And he said fashion is kind of like the culture that we're in, and fashion has a lot to do with the state of mind that people are in. And it was quite shocking and interesting to read about it. So in this video, I'm just going to go over a list of things that he values and why I think it's particularly relevant for a lot of young men, or just men in general, who are kind of curious about the art of living, the art of like what does fashion do besides just like the materialistic sort of stature or kind of competing for status. What is something upon that? And I think Tom Ford is sometimes misrepresented because he is in the whole iconic kind of materialistic environment, but I kind of align with a lot of his philosophies. And so let's just dive into it. So I'm going to segregate it into three like bigger chapters. First one is style and presentation. The second one is personal values, and the third one is professionalism and personal growth. So let's start off with the first one. Attention to grooming. Tom Ford believes that fine grooming is essential for presenting the best version of oneself. He emphasizes the importance of well-preserved look through a simple and effective grooming regimen. So a lot of my teenage period when I was in high school, there was this kind of weird culture or society that I was in where people kind of associated with being unhygienic was being masculine. So whenever I would use a proper cleanser and I would use higher quality moisturizer and I would use some sunscreen, I would kind of be degraded a little bit or kind of labeled as, why are you being girly? That was sort of the environment that I kind of grew up in. So that was kind of weird. Obviously, culture matters from where you're born. So if you're maybe like born in New York, then the whole sort of the culture that thinks about what you do for hygienic purposes isn't as judgmental maybe, and it's kind of like normal for you to using a lot of products on your face. So culture matters, but in general, as to clean the slate, or to kind of leave as a necessary thing in the modern life, is that grooming should be simple and grooming should be fundamental for every man in general. So whatever stage you are in your puberty or growing up, it's essential for you to learn how to take care of yourself. And just getting out of bed and just going about your day, it sounds ridiculous to mention it, but a lot of people are doing it and it's just horrible. So you cannot do that. Paying particular attention to your grooming has a lot more to do with just grooming. Like the famous saying by Jordan B. Peterson is that first rule is to make your bed. To clean your appearance, to clean your room is to clean your inner monologue. To clean your bed is to clean your impact for others, and what you do inside has the same outcome for what you do outside. So what you do inside has a lot to do with what you do outside. So attention to grooming, I think, is fundamental for second in style and presentation is classic fashion sense. So Ford is known for his distinctive style, often advocating for classic and timeless fashion choices. He suggests that a man should wear a suit throughout the day, maintain a simple and classic shape that enhances strong shoulders, a fitted waist, and long legs. One of the things that I just instantly started looking better was when I started purchasing pants that were above my hips. So it would mostly be around my belly button. So if it's that high, it accentuates my leg, it makes my legs look longer, and the clothes look better on me. But before we even talk about classic fashion sense that Tom Ford mentions, you have to be healthy. You have to lose body fat. If you do not lose body fat, whatever you wear, you can pull off. But I think for most men, you wear some really nice clothes, but have a lot of fat. There's a lot of people that look really good with higher body fat. But idealistically, if you just lose body fat, it's a lot easier to maintain your fashion, and a lot of timeless styles will look that much better on you. So why not? Like, honestly, why not? Because you only have this body in this life, so why not make it look like a Lamborghini? Why not make it functional, better, leaner, stronger if you can? Third one is importance of accessories. He advises using dark framed glasses as a trick to maintain a youthful appearance, as they help keep a sharp and crisp look as even one ages. I don't know about that, but I think the importance of it is to wear more accessories. I do have like a nice golden necklace that I usually wear, but I didn't bring it this time. But I like to not overwear, but I like to wear sometimes a ring on my right hand, or sometimes, I usually wear glasses now, but because I need it, but it's also an accessory. I always have a watch on. So these accessories can accentuate your look, because when you're kind of empty and you're wristless and you just wear your clothes, you still look wonderful. I mean, you still look presentable, but if you have some accessories, it can make you that much better. I don't think you need to obsess over about what you really need, but as a guy, as a dude, nothing can go wrong with frames. You'd always look good with some like bracelet or something. All right, let's dive to the second chapter, personal values and lifestyle. So authenticity and individuality. Ford values living life authentically and encourages people to be true to themselves. He has expressed concern about societal regression in terms of human rights and emphasizes the importance of acceptance and individuality. Let's just skip over that because I think it's kind of related to politics. Spirituality and reflection. Although not religious, Ford values spirituality and keeps a copy of Tao by his bedside for reflection. He believes in the power of truthful and meaningful insights. This resonated with me because he does mention a lot that we live in a materialistic world, and it's really important to have some spirituality in your own comfort space. Something to reflect on, something to read over, something to ponder upon, because when you see a lot of shiny things around you, it is that much more tempting to want it, right? If you go to New York and you go to Manhattan, and you just walk across Soho, Fifth Avenue, or you walk in the pedestrian lane of Wall Street, there's so much shiny things that people are wearing, and subconsciously you want it. But if you have spirituality and you know what's valuable in your life and what's actually impactful, what you wear should always make you feel confident. And confident right now is kind of like a weird word that people think you shouldn't be confident because that's cocky or that is self-absorbed. But that's not true. Confidence, everybody should be confident. That is something that you should always be. And on the previous statement, authenticity and individuality should be like, hey, you are unique. You should be confident as a person. And whatever you wear should make you feel confident. Obviously, it is external. You should feel confident within. But realistically, a lot of people can feel confident from what they wear. So it kind of goes hand in hand. Is like the chicken and the egg. Third, quality of relationships. Ford values deep and meaningful relationships as evidenced by this long-term partnership and marriage to Richard Buckley He believes in being best friends with one's partner to maintain long-term relationship. Yeah, so this is something that obviously is valuable. Having kind of like, I think Naval said it best, play or like make deals with long-term people. It could be entrepreneurship, it could be making friends, but if there's things that kind of trigger you in the short term and you're kind of obsessing over the short-term period, then it is a sign that you shouldn't do deals with them, or you shouldn't be friends, like get really close to them, because you're not really thinking long term. And to build quality relationships that everybody values, because it is pretty much health, wealth, and relationships that what people really care about. So that should be emphasized, and Tom Ford has a lot of things to say about it. The third category is professional and personal growth. This is probably my favorite in the kind of his philosophy categories. Commitment to excellence. Ford is known for his meticulous attention to detail and high standards, both in his personal grooming and professional work. He has a reputation for being OCD about his weight, appearance, ensuring that he always presents himself impeccably. Now, this could kind of trigger some people because he is too much paying attention to details. Like, he's kind of obsessed over how he looks. He's kind of self-absorbed. I think you could take the good side, you can take the bad side from it. Why not focus on the good side about paying attention to detail? You in your career, it can really complement you with seeing red flags in your relationship with people. It could be dating, it could be with a friend. Just having that mindset, that philosophy, that awareness could go a long way. And when it comes to clothing, that's also a philosophy that you can it kind of touches other domains of your life. And then lastly, work-life balance. As a father, Ford prioritizes spending time with his family over attending industry events, highlighting the importance of balancing professional commitments with personal life. That's quite obvious. I'm kind of wary about that statement because I don't think he really did have a work and life balance when he was starting out. But you know, a lot of purpose and goals change as people age, so I think this is kind of meant for people maybe in their 40s or 50s. So these values are what Tom Ford's philosophy on life are, and I found them quite insightful. I'll be writing a tweet about it soon, so just heads up for that for more in detail sort of explanation. But yeah, I think Tom Ford is a person to look out for if you are young and if you're trying to learn to be that dude, like, you know, that person that has style, that has attention to detail, that has a career, that is articulate and get things done. Yeah, Tom Ford is the guy to look upon. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next video.